One. The following radio program you're about to listen to is provided to you, the listener, by A Geek Studios. Get this and other great shows at ain'tgeekstudios.com. Mind of a Geek is brought to you by the new Mind of a Geek t-shirt. Get yours today at tiny.cc/igswag. Good evening, everybody. We are back.
It's been so long since I've heard that music.
We are back. I know.
I'm a little emotional.
I'm amazed that everything worked.
Well, we spent an hour beforehand prepping.
They don't need to know that.
Usually
we
that
just
doesn't
sat
happen.
down and it worked.
Yeah, we're that good. I
I've
didn't
only
say
been here
anything.
for 5 minutes. I don't know what you guys.
So,
Well,
yeah,
Hugo's just that much better than us. He popped in and was ready to go.
right. So, Happy New Year, everybody.
Is it? We don't know yet. It's too soon.
Y'all, but it's happy up to this point. I'll take that.
I'm not that happy. It's like 20 below and we've had a blizzard. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Details.
Yeah, I've been sick all week, so yeah, this year kind of sucks too.
Hugo's back. Our resident artist, our drawer. I mean, I'd say extraordinaire, but his head's already big enough. Our drawer person. So our artist is back. Welcome back, Hugo. We have missed you.
Thank you.
And he's back.
The
with,
correct response to that should have been, yeah, it really seems like it, Nate. Thanks a lot.
back with a real mic. So awesome.
Oh, my God.
No, that's exciting.
I know. It's just a barrage of passive-aggressive insults. Incoming.
It's
His head's big enough. Oh, he's back with a good mic. Oh, fuck you. Ah.
No, it worked. We love Hugo here. And sure. He's been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff with Inked Geek Gaming while the shows have been off. So Hugo rocks. Anyway, we are here. It is season 5. It is episode 1. So in fashion, the same way we started season 4, episode 1 early last year, we are joined by Miss Jackie Hern from Cord Killers and Diamond Club fame, as well as the host of the Black Mirror Reflection podcast.
Yeah, Black Mirror Reflections.
I couldn't tell if it was. I didn't know if it was plural or singular. Is it reflection or reflections?
I thought it should be singular, but I was outvoted.
I mean,
So
if there's two of you, you are the reflections. But anyway, welcome back. Excited to have you on again for episode 1.
hey, thanks so much for having me back. Every time I've been on, like I think, well, that's it. They're never gonna have me back on. So I really appreciate it.
And yet now you're a standard to kick off every season. So
Why do I get that honor? Is it because you launch and you're waiting for people to hear that you're actually back out doing a new season, and so you're banking on them showing up at episode 3 or 4?
No, it's because we love you and we love puppets.
I think
So don't die.
It kind of, yeah. I mean, it kind of fell into place. I don't know. You're cool. You're fun to talk to, and then obviously it's
Appreciate it.
being part of like that Diamond Club group. And then all that, it's all the whole one big family thing.
The incestuous
So,
podcaster nature.
So
That's right. That's right.
and it works and it's fun and everyone's excited and yeah. I'm
So-
still breaking off that podcasting rust.
Right off the bat, Hugo's drawing sock puppets, which I initially thought were sperm.
They are sperm puppets.
Oh, we're really getting in there deep. It's white. The coolest thing about that is the little mini Hugo down in the corner.
That actually gives me a great idea for sock puppets.
Sperm?
Sperm puppets.
Why not? Right?
Coming
So,
at you live. Hey-o.
So
I guess there's a few sock puppets.
That would be weird to get a hand job by a sperm sock puppet.
we are already off the rails.
It gives whole new meaning
Welcome.
to no wait, it's fitting, right? Because you masturbate into a sock when you're a kid.
Do you?
Don't you?
I don't know.
I never did.
Then
But
why did you reference it?
Because that's a stereotype, man. But the logical next step would be to let it
Have
stiffen
a-
up and become a puppet,
Oh my
right?
God. All right. Jackie, how have you been this
Wait,
past year?
wait. It's like Pinocchio, but Kamokyo? Yeah, I'm done. I give up.
He's been awake since 3 a.m, people.
Hey, man, that's comedy gold. Don't knock it.
Yeah. So how was your 2017? Was it
2017? Mostly terrible. Mostly, 2017 was one of the worst years of my life. Terrible things happened, and
I noticed you went quiet for a
started-
while.
I won't go into all that, but because of all those terrible, horrible things, and because life was sucking, and I lost people. A good friend of mine died and stuff, and
Oh no.
because of that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to get extremely healthy because I've got to do something to make myself happy, and that's what I did. And now I feel like better than I have felt probably ever.
Well,
so
you look very
I'm
vibrant.
really looking forward to the new year.
Very, very vibrant.
How about how have you guys been doing? Like, how's your New Year going? It's is it how was your 2017?
I mean, mine wasn't bad. I had a lot of fun. As a whole, like trying to ignore. I mean, when you get away from the politics, and when you get away from when you get away from politics,
When you get away from
Hollywood,
politics and
Hollywood,
The Last Jedi.
I liked The Last Jedi.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
So
there's
you
some
guys
contention there.
disagree?
See, Brandon didn't get to be on the review podcast. we
No,
did
so
for it.
when All Geeked Up comes back,
Yeah,
I'll say my piece.
we'll have words, but no. So
okay.
yeah, but no, it wasn't bad. Like I said, I mean, again, when you look at politics, just it's whatever, and I just try to ignore it. And with Hollywood, there's the whole thing going around. In 2016, all your favorite celebrities died. In 2017, you'd wished they'd died.
All of the
So-
a lot of celebrities died in 2017 too, if you want to call it that. A lot of careers
The
were
careers
ruined.
died, yeah. Some of them abruptly, some of them without. I mean, I had a very interesting conversation with somebody about how, and again, actually, it'd be cool to have multiple opinions on it here because this was a thought that was presented to me just a couple days ago. I hate to use the word accepted, but you guys will know what I mean by this. A lot of these people are being punished for behavior that was committed back when it was quote unquote acceptable. Like these guys are like, they're coming after these guys 15, 20, 30 years sometimes after the fact.
So you're saying there should be a statute of limitations on...
I hate to say that because it's
The
very,
problem
it's
for me
horrible
is that
stuff. But
I'm
it's-
not disagreeing with you. The problem for me is that it becomes a witch hunt, and you and I have talked about that
right,
before.
and that's what it became.
So I'm not saying it's right by any means, but
No.
it comes to a point where people are just hangers on, and maybe they're looking for attention, and it just gets blown
Well,
way
see-
out of proportions.
I wouldn't-
But you notice with the media, the way things change, that's gone out of the cycle now.
Right. And I
So
wouldn't
we
even
might as well
say
forget about it.
I wouldn't even say looking for attention because I would never want to bring faults to any of the victims. But like, I mean, Kevin Spacey's a big one because Kevin Spacey was the only really, I mean, other than Louis C.K. who admitted to it and he's a pig, but like Kevin Spacey was the only one that really sucked for me because he's a really big actor that I really enjoyed. I loved House of Cards. I mean, we did one of his movies on Movie Busters a few months ago, and I love him as an actor. It was something that happened in the 80s. So, I mean, at this point, we're talking almost 40 years ago. And it was something that, and the biggest thing about Kevin Spacey, the thing that pissed me off was when he was confronted with it, he said, I don't remember it happening, but if it did, I'm sorry. And everyone took that as an admission of guilt? In what world? Like, he never said he did it. He said, if I did it, but I don't remember doing it. But if I did, it was a shitty thing to do, and I'm sorry.
Right. At the very least, he could have said, you know, well, that was the way he saw it. I didn't realize that that's how it was for him. I thought it
Right,
was consensual, and I'm
So-
sorry. But
Well, 14.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
underage.
well, there were more than one incident.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
to me, the 14, the
Yeah, that-
underage
that-
thing is
yeah.
the big. But
Yeah.
but as you were saying, the way things were, That was very rampant in Hollywood, if
It
it's not
was.
even still today.
I'm sure it is, but I think the media is just like Brandon said.
Right.
The media has moved on.
The
to something
problem
else.
with that is there's no
Not that that's a good thing or
No,
that's
no,
okay,
no.
but
the problem there is that there's no way to dig these people out of that hole. That's something that you have to deal with swiftly. You know, you can't make excuses for any of them regardless of what happened.
Right. If anything, I would
So-
say one of the positive things to come out of it is people are finally taking Corey Feldman seriously.
Well, who would have thought, right?
Right. I know. And again, but that was a whole like.
But
child
once again,
ring,
I'm still waiting
so-
for him to name names like he said he
No,
was
I
going
know.
to.
I know.
oh, he did. He named one guy who I don't know. He was in some movie in the 80s, but he had he's named one person.
Right.
And he still says that Michael Jackson didn't do anything to him. So
Michael Jackson was the fall guy.
yeah,
I've always kind of felt that Mike. I mean, so he was childish at heart.
Well, the problem with Michael Jackson is he was so successful, he was disconnected, and people with that much money and that fame tend to be weird.
Well, also, yeah, and the grown man had a playground as a mansion
Well,
yard
wouldn't
called
you?
the Neverland Ranch. Like,
Yeah,
but he was at that.
I mean,
he
he
was,
was obviously a victim of child sexual abuse himself, just by
Right.
simply,
And
like
even-
he had to watch his brothers have sex with groupies in the hotel
Right.
bed right
And-
next to him,
and
you
even
know, when he was,
physical
like,
abuse.
4
I
or
mean,
5.
it's
yeah,
no
his
secret
father
that his
Joe
dad,
was a
yeah,
dick to him.
yeah, but
Yeah. So he never grew up. He basically
well, there's
stayed at-
also that he was famous from a child, so
right,
he never,
exactly.
so
he
that,
never had
Right.
the regular experience.
yeah, so he was an odd case, but
But then the Jacksons are all kind of weird.
Did you say Louis C.K. is a pig? Did you say that?
yeah, I said he's a pig, and it sucks because I love his comedy, but the whole like locking women in a room and jerking off in front of them, like yeah, like, and
Well,
he admitted
what
to
I
it.
took away from that was that Louis C.K. asked these women for consent, saying, "Can I jerk off in front of you?" And what he did wrong was that these were women who he had helped get into different comedy shows, or there was like a comedy festival, and then I guess the other one other time he did something wrong was he was talking on a phone to another fellow female comedian, and she could tell that he was jerking off while he was talking
Yeah,
to
I had
her
heard
on the
that
phone.
story. Heavy breathing
Okay,
and
I
whatnot.
mean, honestly, I think that just makes Louis C.K. sound a little pathetic, but I don't think his career needed to be ended. I don't think that should have killed. I mean, he's unless something happens in the next year. I guess his career is over.
Yeah, I think he's done. I mean, the thing is
yeah,
that
he might bounce back like Mel Gibson in a few years.
Yeah.
because he has a fetish where he wants to jerk off in front of people. As
See,
pathetic
and
as that
here's-
sounds.
Is it pathetic?
I
mean,
I don't know.
I guess there are
mean,
different degrees of pathetic.
If everybody's into it, then
it's-
it's not.
It's
I mean,
pathetic, I guess, but like at the same time, and I'm taking this in the lightest
what
way
guy
possible.
doesn't jerk off in front of it? I mean,
Well, that's the thing, right? To have the balls to ask if you can jerk off in front of somebody.
yeah.
Yeah, not a good
Yeah,
time to have the
it's
kid.
he can't hear anything.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I mean, I know I'm kind of like the female in the minority for females about the way they feel about that, but I also absolutely love Louis C.K. and his comedy, and I don't know how I'm going to get through things without it.
No, he
Like,
was great. He was the
you know, I-
contemporary successor to George Carlin in my mind.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
don't
I've
know-
depended on his comedy for the last 5 years just to, like, comedy is my escape when I'm really depressed. Like, that's what gets me out of it. And to have something like that go, like, just I don't know.
It's
In his
terrible that-
situation in particular, I thought it was.
It's muddled
I
for
don't-
sure.
I don't
It's
think
terrible
I don't
that
think
you're.
HBO needed to take down all this content. I don't think that FX needed to fire him and get into his show. But
So he really got blackballed all the way around, huh?
yeah, he did. Yeah. So
It's terrible
anyways,
to
that's
see your
my
heroes
thoughts
go to
on,
shit.
but yeah, but also that dude that outed Kevin Spacey, if he could have just waited 6 more months, then we would know exactly how House of Cards would have ended. I think that was Dave Chappelle said that on his special. I don't know if you guys.
That's
saw
funny.
that.
Which special? There's 2, right, that are on Netflix. Is there another one?
Yeah, a new one came out on New Year's Eve.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that one.
And it's something.
I'll have to check it out.
It's 2 parts. The New Year's Eve one. There's 2 different sessions. So
On Netflix.
Yeah, and I guess the second one was added where he actually talks about the whole Hollywood thing, that happened last year.
It's funny in modern days. It seems like your heroes tend to fall more often than they used to. Hello Kitty. Like, look at Carlin, man. I love Carlin. I'm a social Carlinist. Nate and I both grew up on Carlin. It shaped the people who we are. He will tell you when he comes back, he has the 7 dirty words tattooed on his leg. But I mean, Carlin went his whole life, no problem. A lot of people did. And now it seems like every time you turn around, somebody is going to hell.
And I also think it's kind of odd that what what about the music industry? I mean, if someone just went after a couple of musicians, like, I mean, my God, what has Keith Richards done or Mick Jagger? Like, I mean, I can tell you stories about
Look
the
at Jimmy
band Duran
Page,
Duran
man.
that they would, if they were actors today, then they would be shunned, just like but for some reason in the music industry, that kind of stuff is okay. Having
Right.
sex with
Because
underage
you're
women.
mysterious rock and rollers and who knows. But didn't Jimmy Page, for all intents and purposes, like kidnap an underage girl?
Well, yeah. R. Kelly apparently has underage girls in his house right now that run circles around naked on a chain as punishment.
Yeah, I heard he had like a whole sex cult thing going on where he would have women just taken.
Yeah. So,
which is fucking weird.
But
yeah, but it's all fine until somebody says something and then it's in the media and somebody can make a buck off it, because that's the world we live in. That's the point I was trying to make before with the media. So all of the harassment, all of that is out of the media cycle now. So I really blame mainstream media for us not really getting anywhere as a country. Oh, it's terrible and the worst thing this week, but next week we're on to something else because this is boring now. Nothing really happens. Let's take a minute now that Nate's back to refer to Hugo's drawing. And let's take a minute to go back to the fact that I said that there were 2 sperm now. Now there's a face. Now I see what you're getting at, Hugo, but we look all way too excited to end up on that face. It's really creeping me out.
Are we the sperm?
Yeah.
Why did you draw glasses? I don't get it.
That's funny.
Somebody just took the glasses off.
Hey, Nate, what do you want to do? I don't know. Let's go over there.
What the fuck? All right. So where'd the conversation go? Sorry, the child needed milk.
Basically where you left it with harassment, but that kind of just wrapped up. A little bit of comedy,
Cool. That works. So, yeah. Back to the original question. No, other than Hollywood and politics. No, 2017 was good. I went to Nerdtacular. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, got to meet a lot of people for the first time, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
Did some shows, played some video games, hung out.
Played some fucking video games.
Yeah, played a lot of video games. No, social life's good. Everything's happy. Everything's good. What about you?
Excellent.
I mean, I know, but...
are you asking me or her?
You. We asked her already.
I already answered.
Dude, I live a pretty mundane life. I go to work and I go to sleep, and then I come here and play video games and podcast. And I vape. Scattered in with masturbation and shoveling snow right now.
Are they one and the same?
No, I wish. I'd be famous if it was like that, but no. I don't mean to revert back to cum every time, but I keep looking.
Are very.
Well, it's not me, man.
Do you need to be excused for 5 minutes?
Keep looking to my right, and I see that, and it just cracks me up.
Hugo, what about you, man? How was yours?
Very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, between.
Your forehead matches your canvas.
Thanks.
It's so white.
I'll dim it for you.
No, it's fine.
That's good podcasting.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's a video podcast.
So, what about you, Jackie? Where are you at with the puppets? You had some stuff coming down the pike the last time we talked to you, did you not?
Yes, I'm still working on something, claymation. I've moved away from sock puppets, and still working on sets and learning how to shoot stop motion, which is not as easy as I thought.
No, it's meticulous as hell.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that all this week. That last time I was on, you guys said, well, Do you have something to show us? And I do have stuff. I'm just, it's different for me with the claymation as opposed to the sock puppets, because the sock puppet stuff I don't feel like is art in any way. I feel like it's just fucking around with socks and whatever. But now I feel like very sort of self-conscious about it, and like I feel like whatever I do put out for the first time has to be perfect, and I know that I shouldn't feel that way and I should get stuck on it, but anyways, something is coming out very soon, and I will also use the excuse as that 2017 was such a horrible year that other things had to take priority for a while. But yeah, so yeah, it's coming along, and I'm really excited about having having the path cleared and being able to get back to it.
I'm pretty sure last time she showed us set pieces that she had behind her, didn't she?
Was that for the clay or the socks?
I can't remember. I think it was for the
I
clay.
think it was the
Probably,
puppets.
yeah.
Was
I
it for
think
the
I got a
socks?
rack set up. There's a few way up in the top in the
Yeah.
corner, but no. I have that also is a kind of a challenge. I don't have a very big apartment, so finding space to put a little city is and get the lighting right every single time, exactly the
Right.
way it was last time.
Yeah, I can't
I mean,
imagine
I just gotta have to give in and say, the world will understand that it's
Yeah.
one person.
Well, from what we've
so-
seen that you've done already, what you've showed us with the sock puppets and everything, given the quality of that, I'm sure that the claymation will be
Aw.
amazing. So the
I
guy
appreciate that.
the guy that does Robot Chicken,
Yeah.
you can look it up, but what he does is he took an old Nintendo Power Glove and he put a Bluetooth transponder on it, right?
Yeah.
So then all the buttons control the camera, the lighting, and he has a pair of retractable tweezers there so he can make small, minute adjustments to the toys. So everything he does, he doesn't have to leave the actual set piece to go back and readjust. He can do it all from the Power Glove.
That's really cool.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super
That's
excited
pretty
to.
awesome.
I'm wondering where it sits with like you said, you want it to be perfect out of the gate, and I get that for sure. I mean, I'm very much of the whole like
Now I've hyped it up, and people are gonna
right.
think, oh,
No. But I mean, no, like I said, and I get it. I'm very much of the like I don't want to present a non quality product, but
I'm too lackadaisical.
you-
I'm just like, fuck it, good enough.
right. And but I'm wondering if you come out of the gate, because if you don't leave yourself room for improvement, then what do you leave yourself room for? And I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing will ever be
No.
perfect. There'll always be room for something. But I wonder where,
yeah.
like I mean, if you
Yeah, I
You know what I'm
should've
trying
been,
to say, right? Like-
Releasing tiny videos like all along, so that
see the beauty of it, whether it's a podcast or whether it's claymation or whether it's drawing or whether it's anything that anybody does, the beauty of the internet in today's world is that it's so abundant. There's plenty of shit out there.
Yeah.
So, and I don't mean that in like the royal shit. I mean that in quality. Like, there's plenty of shit out there.
That would have been
yeah,
a good
like
soundbite
all
time.
of my podcasts.
So, the
No, don't be like that.
but
No, they're bad. That's
but-
why I don't podcast
so-
as much.
So no matter how good or bad whatever anybody creates might be, there's always going to be somebody better, and if you focus on that, you'll always be hard on yourself. But you should focus on the fact that there's always somebody who's worse as well. So like, be like, oh, I'm better than somebody.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
A lesson in egotism by Nate.
Right. Exactly.
So, are you big into Chuck Taylors, or what's going on with all the Chuck boxes behind you?
I was like, how can you tell that I'm wearing Converse? That's crazy.
Well, because he and I live in Converse, and I have like 10 pairs, and he has probably more. So,
that me too. I'm wearing my well, I can't.
throw a
my
leg up there. Let's see it.
there.
Nice.
Very nice.
Do you prefer the low top to the high top?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I were a guy, I'd probably wear a high top. But
We wear high tops, but low tops go better with shorts.
See, I always, I was always a high tops guy. Like, I always thought that like low tops were like either like the female counterpart or like the hipster little bit more femmy.
And then last
Yeah, I'm
summer
totally
you found
into
out
And
that
that.
they're
last summer
better
I
in summer.
found, yeah. And on top of that, so like I love Chucks. I swear by them. I actually had a really awesome custom red and black pair that I wore in Nerdtacular because I was apparently the Red Ranger out of the Ranger costume as a cosplay at Nerdtacular because it just kind of fit. And but yeah, so no, and I had them and they're great. And I have my regular Chucks, but yeah. The thing about the low tops is if you keep the laces loose enough, like most other sneakers, you can just slip in and out of them. You cannot do that with high tops. High tops are more like a boot.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the pair that I have, the black like canvas ones that actually have the finger loop in the back? Do you have those?
The Series
The
3.
ones no, not the Chuck 2s. They're like
2s?
they're like leather. They're the only ones I ever fucking wear. I know you have a pair.
Yeah, they have the loop in the back.
Yeah. That's really the only thing missing from your regular Chucks.
See, and I don't like that. I'm glad it's not.
No,
You know what I
I
hate
love
about the
it.
loop? I have a pet peeve with shoes and sneakers, right? Anything really. If
Yeah, I was
you're-
gonna say anything.
Yeah, well, anything with any footwear. If you're wearing pants and the cuff of your pants does not fully go over your shoe or sneaker, it irritates the fuck out of me.
No, mine-
So
I don't
like
have that
if
problem
my
with the loop.
if like the cuff of my pants like gets caught in the tongue or gets caught on the loop
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a
back,
huge problem for me.
it irritates me.
But that doesn't
It's
happen to me with the
almost as bad. Almost as bad as people who don't buy pants long enough. So like
Well, that was
cuff,
my next question.
so
Are
the-
you wearing high waters? Get some longer pants.
the cuff of their pants hovers like a half inch over their shoes. Like to where
Yeah, I know what you
You know,
mean.
like the creator wrestler in like in like the Acclaim games.
Yeah.
The jeans were never long enough,
Yeah,
and
that
they
was
always looked
stupid.
like they looked like they were like Goodwill pants.
There's literally a rule of thumb there. You're supposed to have, you can have a half inch to 2 inches of overlap at the bottom.
See,
An inch and a half is key. So like how I have boots on because it's wintertime. But like,
yeah, see that works.
see how that falls?
Right.
Like you have that little bit. That's how that's supposed to be.
Right.
Are you enjoying Fashion Corner with the Ink Geeks?
But
Yeah.
but yeah, so see, my rule of thumb was always like I'd just get them like
I think if the thumb loop is fucking your pants up, you need longer pants.
well, my pants have shortened up since I've gained weight.
I'm gonna take you shopping, girl.
Girl.
But no, see, my rule of thumb is like I would always get like so typically I would wear a 32 length. I'd always get 34, which is a little long, and then in walking you'd wear out the back cuff,
Yeah.
and then the pants would fray to the perfect size.
Right, exactly.
Right, but then they just keep fraying, and you have to buy new pants every 3 months.
I don't buy new pants.
Jackie, how do you like your pants on your sneakers?
All right. I haven't put that much thought into it. I don't know. I'm not too big into
Pants?
clothes and whatnot. I haven't. I'm very proud. I like to tell people this every chance I get, so I'm going to say it now. But I have not stepped foot inside an indoor mall since 2009.
Okay, that I applaud you for.
I was in one
wish
today.
I
Thank
could
you.
say that.
Thank you very much.
I fucking hate them all.
Outdoor malls, I've been into a few, where I can park right next to it and run right in and get the fuck out as quickly as
The
I
only
can.
reason I go to the mall is because Best Buy is in the mall.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is in where we are in southern Maine, like all the key stores are in the mall.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
like
well,
the,
I
like,
guess
I mean,
'cause
obviously,
it's
like
cold,
the
too,
like
right?
the
Like,
yeah, it's
kind of
cold.
like-
Yeah, but there's
Yeah.
plenty of outdoor malls like in New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Just Maine sucks. But like, I can't go to an Apple store without going in an indoor mall.
Yeah, you have to.
The Best Buy. I mean, I guess you don't have to go in the mall, but the Best Buy is attached to an
It's-
indoor
yeah.
mall. Yeah.
Which has always been a point of contention for me. Like, I don't call that the mall. It's a store.
Yeah, I
It's
can't go
connected
to
the
Hot
mall.
Topic anymore.
Yeah, Hot Topics in the mall. Yeah.
But with the advent of the internet, everything there you can buy online.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing is, I mean,
And
oftentimes
usually
for
they have a
me-
better selection online.
Yeah, yeah. My only, Amazon needs to get a warehouse in Maine so they have same day delivery.
Right.
And then I would never go to. If Amazon could get me same day delivery for like 90% of what I order, I would never shop outside.
No, 90% of my shopping
Amazon
is on
again.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the two dudes have covered clothing and shopping. That's weird.
Oh, I can talk about shopping and plumbing.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys know this, but when you know those like there are these shower arms that have balls on the end.
Yeah.
Well, You need to get an adapter for those if you want to install.
Hold on a second.
Can
I want
you-
to. I want to pause you for a second.
Can you hold that up again?
No, I just want to point out. I want to point out the fact that there are 3 grown men on this podcast. Right, grown. I use the word grown lightly.
Hold that up so I can see it.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
had to get
yeah, I
an
know.
adapter for
Yeah.
a ball arm shower head.
Right.
The problem is there's no good directions anywhere on figuring out which kind you have. So you can have the American Standard, or you can have the Pfeiffer, or the Pfister, or the Gerber, but there's no way of knowing.
Okay,
There's
so
nothing out there that tells you the measurements.
what you
So
need to do is go to a hardware store, a little hardware store, not like a Home
a little
Depot.
one.
Like
Right. Where you get some dude who can.
No. So you go down the plumbing aisle, right? And if it's just a little shitbox hardware store, they should have a grid, and it's gonna have all those threads lined up. So what you do is take that
You
piece
take
off,
the one-
right, and take it with you. I
Yeah.
worked at one of those
Wait,
for
Home
5
Depot
years.
has those.
Yeah, but
That's
you'll
what-
never
that's what-
fucking find it in Home Depot unless
It's-
you ask somebody, and you can never find
No,
anyone.
it's
to
right in the
ask.
They don't
hardware
have the
section on the
answer.
wall by all the threading.
Yeah, but fuck Home Depot. Home
Yeah.
Despot.
So I
Still with me
ordered
on that.
one from Amazon, and I ordered the Pfeiffer because I did my research and I think I determined the size. And they sent me Amazon sent me an American Standard, not a Pfeiffer.
I see
and
that.
so even though it says clearly on my order Pfeiffer, so this is the first time I've had a problem with Amazon fulfillment center.
So what is
picking
the
up the
what are the
wrong
measurements
thing.
on that? What to what?
Was it shipped, sold from Amazon?
These packages have no measurements at all whatsoever,
On
and
the-
that's what makes it a bitch to
On
try
the
to
front of
find.
the package, on the bottom, it doesn't say where it's blue.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. Nothing.
World
No,
something,
nowhere,
something.
nowhere. It's somebody needs
crazy.
to fucking create a guide online so that people can just go and find out
Do you
exactly
know
which one.
Do you know why they make that so difficult?
So that you order all of them
No,
because
so-
they're all
no,
like
it's,
only
it's
$6.
so you hire a plumber.
yeah,
but
That's
that
that's
too.
precisely why.
That too. Yes.
Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah, no,
sorry,
no,
but I just wanted to
well,
talk
no, I
about
get you there.
plumbing
I
since-
So
spent
anyway, about the shower head you're talking about, I hate the way they spray.
you don't like the way balls spray.
No, I don't like the way they spray.
No, see, that's what I was trying to get to. Was that I love the fact that she's on a podcast with 3 grown men and she can't say the word balls without all 3 of us giggling.
Oh.
Well,
But no, I mean, I spent the last 36 hours fixing a furnace because there was a
yeah,
clog in
I
the
was
pipe.
impressed at your ability there.
It's fixed. It works.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to do what you did. I just was impressed.
My dad was good for some things.
Yeah,
I have some basic carpentry plumbing things.
I know.
now,
I've noticed. It's good.
but
Well done.
I can
Yeah.
maintain
Furnace,
maintain
that's
a home. Corey
Yeah,
wants
that's
Corey
something I
wants to
would
know where
call
the grown men are. I'm grown. I'm just hiding it on camera. I'm
We've-
well
we've
grown.
cultivated much mass.
Yeah, I'm massive. Corey, welcome to the chat, man. We have missed you, and I know you've missed us.
Oh, hey.
Oh, the family's back. I like it. I
No
like it.
Ashley though. Somebody send Ashley a message.
Hold on. Where is it?
I don't want to eat the dick.
There she is.
She's here in
She's
spirit.
back.
Whoa.
Jesus, Joey.
No, Corey is sorry. You know, it really does it mean that you've made it when one of your fans apologizes for being late to your show? Does that mean
Yes.
you're doing something right?
I guess so.
We love you, Corey.
I'm just glad that we can take 2 months off and still have viewers show up and be
Right.
like, "Hey, you're back."
Yeah, I was trying to watch. I do love the Streamlabs chatbot. We have moved from DeepBot to Streamlabs chatbot because it has some more features, and I do love it. But it doesn't seem to update the viewer count
No, sir.
as quickly as DeepBot did. Like I know Annalisa was in there for a while. Miss Amy is in there. Cog Whistle is in there. Welcome to the chat room. Obviously, Jackie and Hugo are in there. I'm there apparently. Apparently, everyone was looking forward to this. Annalisa was really excited it was back. Jackie emailed me earlier in the week to confirm the date and say that she was looking forward to it. Corey said he was looking forward to it all week and month. So no, it's awesome to be loved. It's great to be back.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I was probably looking forward to it more than anyone. So
And well, I appreciate that.
How's that panning out for you? Is it living up to the hype? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, are we?
Absolutely.
I mean,
great.
where's the hype level here? How are we fulfilling the hype? Like, are we at like?
It's like crack.
Are we at
It's
like
great.
Captain America Civil War level? Are we at like the Last Jedi level, or are we at like Justice League level?
I'm glad you were true to the geekdom of it all, because I was gonna say, are we like just the tip or like balls deep?
All those levels. I guess it depends on what you feel, how you feel about
Justice
those
League was
films.
garbage.
Like, I'm assuming you guys probably did not like Justice League.
No.
Because most
Nobody
people-
liked Justice League. Nobody.
Well, I think I probably would have if the movie theater that I went to didn't. I made an ass of myself actually when I went to go see it. I got my money back because of the problem, that it was shot in IMAX,
Right.
and so the aspect ratio is completely off. And I used to be a projectionist and a manager of a movie theater a while back, and
My dream job.
for them to show it, they showed it on a scope screen. They didn't have a flat screen in the theater. They should have had masking that closed specifically for that film, and they didn't, because they decided years ago to take the masking down, so they couldn't close it. And I could not fucking sit there and watch it with all of that black space on the sides of the screen. I mean, it was like 5 feet on either side.
Right. No, I get you there. I'm actually. That brings up.
I thought it was the dumbest. I argued with them. I said no director would do that, and they're like, no, they specifically shot it, and
Oh, like they would fucking know.
Yeah,
and then I
yeah.
went home and I looked, and I was like, oh my god, what a fucking idiot to shoot it in IMAX and not even use IMAX cameras. Anyways, I'll see it eventually. I really wanted to see it, but
So speaking of,
I would wait until the original cut comes out, if it ever comes out.
yeah. So I'm gonna take some liberty and assume that the bad call, was Snyder's call, because Snyder sucks, and it's unfortunate
Yes.
it's unfortunate the tragedy that happened with his daughter, and I hope his family is doing well. But
yeah,
I
that's
think him being pulled off the movie is probably the best thing that could have happened to the DC universe, because now he is gone. They have replaced him.
In the future, it might be great that he's gone, but for the original cut of that movie, what we got versus what was supposed to be there,
Did you hear?
not good.
Did you hear about all? Now again, I haven't seen it. I won't waste my money to see it. I'm just going by what most everybody else is saying, and most people I agree with typically on movies.
That's
didn't
funny,
like
Corey.
It.
I wonder if a lot of people didn't like it specifically because of the way it was shot, in the IMAX standard, and not even, but we're not even aware of it, because I was sitting in the movie theater, and there were a couple other groups of people there, and I'm thinking, how are they not like livid that there's all this
Well,
space?
see, I was going to ask you about the aspect ratio
and
thing.
I think it's because I'm a projectionist, and so I can't I can't fucking watch a movie without seeing a real change, and it's something that will never go away, that's ingrained in me. So I'm just wondering, like, how many people didn't like it because of something that they subconsciously weren't even aware of.
Right.
It's very possible.
Yeah. See,
Or they
'cause
just didn't like it because it sucked.
it was
Well,
bad.
I haven't seen it all the way through.
Yeah,
and
no,
I
it was.
will.
It's
been
kind of like
panned
The
so
Last
much.
Jedi.
Now, you saw it, right?
We're talking about black space.
Okay, let's talk about I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt so that we
Yeah.
can talk about it.
All right.
I've seen it more than once at this point, and each time I'm just more and more depressed. The first time I saw it,
Why?
the first time I saw it, I felt like an adult that I had known for a long time and trusted had touched me in a weird way, and I was too young and immature to process what happened.
Are we going back to the beginning of the show?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's my whole childhood has been put
Kevin
in the
Spacey
hands.
just came in, and
Yeah, exactly. With a lightsaber and put it in my butt, and I didn't know what to think.
He falconed your.
Okay.
So Ryan Johnson took my childhood, changed all the rules.
Where it's got to be here somewhere.
I'm gonna be falcing your ass later.
Yeah, basically. That's what Ryan Johnson said. So
See-
right off the bat, right from the beginning, people will argue, oh, well, Star Wars has jokes. Yes, Star Wars has jokes. But I would argue that they're not so on the nose. I mean, look at the Han Solo movie, right? They took the Russo brothers off because there were too many jokes. And then you have this movie, and I know I'm beating a dead horse. Millions of people have already said this before
No,
me.
actually, I watched
But
Kevin
you're
Smith's
telling me-
review, and he said the same thing.
Yeah.
But he loved him.
Yeah, he says that now. You give it some time.
I don't
know. He'll change his tune.
I loved the jokes. I thought it was great, like the
No,
lightsaber
I'm
toss.
not talking about what you. I'm not. We're talking about me, not you.
Okay.
Right from the beginning.
You're not a humorous
The
person.
right from the beginning, I am a humorous person. Look, rewind the fucking show. All kinds of jokes. So all that fucking holding for Hux, stupid. Fast forward to the lightsaber over the shoulder. There's my whole childhood right there. Luke would not do that. Even Luke himself said, "Well, that's fucking Jake Skywalker." Exactly. And how are you going to have a Millennium Falcon in the water and not raise it? Kevin Smith said that too, and I totally agree.
X-wing.
What did I say, Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
It's because you wouldn't shut up and you got me all fired up. What the fuck, man? What are you doing? And
But
did
he
he
didn't-
really need to force project at the
See,
end? And why did Leia fly?
He did.
Why did Leia fly? Leia did not need to fly.
Leia-
They ripped that right out of Guardians.
Leia
man.
flew.
Not to mention that it's Mad Max in space. Since when does fuel matter? Where
I
are the
loved
deflector
when-
shields? Since when do they have force fields in Star Wars? What the fuck is that? It's Mad Max in space, man.
Ass off during Princess Leia's thing.
You did what?
Now
You
laughed?
laughed?
See,
Out of,
now,
out of
Yes,
the fact
it's
that it was
hysterical.
stupid? It was stupid.
Here's the thing with Leia's scene. Leia has never been shown to be force sensitive on camera before, and she was supposed to have a major
So
part.
all of a sudden she's a better force
She-
user than Luke?
She was supposed to have a major part in episode 9, and that was done.
That doesn't
to
make it
show
good,
her,
though.
That was done to show her strength because she
Doesn't-
was supposed to
doesn't
go
make it
toe to
good.
toe with Kylo in 9.
Doesn't make it
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
The only
yeah,
my
that is
only
kind of a-
complaint about it was I thought the effects looked silly.
And why did we go to Casino World to play with animals and have a vegan agenda? We didn't
You
need
didn't
that.
like Casino World?
No, fucking hated it.
We had a
Didn't
vegan
need
agenda.
it. Yeah, the whole movie has a vegan agenda. Oh, and that's another thing. So that scene with Chewie where he's not going to eat
I
the
just recently
pork.
became vegan.
Well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying the movie had an
Not that
agenda.
there's anything wrong with that.
I don't have an agenda.
And I
other
think
than
The
just
scene where
want-
Chewie's not going to eat the porg, right?
Healthy.
Look how bad and fake that cooked porg looks versus the food you see in Force Awakens. When Rey makes that like dehydrated muffin,
It was practical.
it looked good. I don't mean it looked good to eat. I just mean it looked realistic. Whereas the porg looked like plastic.
I don't know. I didn't focus on that much.
Fucking stupid.
I thought the scene was great. I was more focused on the Porg's facial reactions in that
No.
scene, which were wonderful.
Fucking stupid, man.
See,
And I wanted to like it, and I just couldn't. And I understand that, like Lando, well, he should have been on Casino World. There was no point in any of that.
he wouldn't be.
No, he was supposed to be, but
Was he?
he's too old and frail to be cool Lando now, so they didn't end up going that route. So
You
you have
truly
Benicio,
belong
Del Toro there for no reason. He just shows up and then leaves again. Well, I was going to help you, but the Empire made me a better offer. Oh, I'm sorry, the New Order, whatever. But like he's in and out, no character development, nothing. It was pointless. It was pointless to free the animals, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know where they're gonna go with 9. Where are they gonna go?
I didn't walk in really, having my heart set on being either really happy or having it broken. I just went in to watch a fucking movie, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I didn't want to get up and leave, and that's really hard for me, like to go to a movie that's more than 15 minutes long and actually want to sit through it. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten up and walked out of a theater of a movie that I was actually enjoying. But I was like, I got other shit to do. I'm just going to go and I'll watch the rest of this later.
Yeah, I'm at an age now where that happens a lot.
See, for me, like,
The Wolf of Wall Street is one that I had to leave in the middle of because it's just too fucking long.
yeah, no, I think that was part of this movie was
Exactly.
it was too
Yeah.
long. Like the casino scene could have been cut, and I liked
it. I thought it was beautiful
See,
visually. I thought,
I have-
But what did you like about it? It didn't further the story.
it furthered
If
the
you talk about-
relationship with Rose and Finn.
Yeah, which shouldn't have
it
even been
expanded
there.
the world to a degree
So-
that we
so
haven't seen,
Finn-
and this is a huge world. I mean, not world,
Universe?
but galaxy
Yeah,
universe.
the expanded
that-
universe, that's fine. But
that we don't, we don't get to see much of.
Right,
Like,
but
everything
save
takes
that for
place
the
on
spin-offs.
spaceships and some planets. But I mean, if anything, I what I liked about it was that it was a kind of a different type of story. I mean, it kind of went outside of.
Right, and that was the whole
I mean, at
point
first
was
I
to
kind of
change
thought,
everything
oh
and
boy,
make it
are they
fresh.
Yeah,
just
and it was
redoing like Empire? And then as the movie progressed, I realized, oh no, this is just completely out of something we've seen before for Star Wars. So I mean, I don't know. It's just
See,
it was nice that they kind of took advantage of it. I mean, because it can all be on everything. I don't know. We can have another movie next time that will be different, and some people will like
it's
it.
going to
But,
go back to being comfortable again for episode 9 because JJ's back.
Well, I don't
So it'll
know.
be comfortable
Ryan
and
Johnson disassembled everything JJ did, even though JJ just copied A New Hope, and he wrote him into a corner. He took away the main villain, and he took away the rebellion for the most part. They're just some people floating on a falcon now.
I was really shocked that they burnt that Yoda burned down I guess
Yeah,
the
but Ray has
library.
the books.
Yeah,
Jedi?
They show the books later. They're on the falcon.
Ray has the books.
Oh.
There was, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and
All right, I
that's
didn't
why
catch that.
that's why he said there's nothing in that temple or whatever
Right.
that she doesn't already
Right.
possess. Yeah. So no, and there were so
Sorry.
my contentions were minor, and by all means, if you want a very long form of this type of discussion, there's like a 4.5 hour.
Oh, sorry.
No. By all means, there's like a 4.5 hour long podcast on the mega feed and on
See,
all
we
the
shouldn't have
feeds.
talked about this. Look at me, I'm all sick
But
to my
no,
stomach now.
But like, see, for me, like my like my two biggest contentions with the movie are Ray being nobody. I hate it, and I really hope JJ fixes it.
yeah, but we don't know if
Well,
Kylo
is
just
she
said that to
nobody?
say it.
No, see, and maybe this is for the sake of my own sanity. I feel that Kylo telling her that she's nobody is in line with like when Obi-Wan told Luke that his father died in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I think Kylo was trying to get her. He was trying to make her feel like no one, so she would join him.
Right.
Because because he'd be 100% right. Her being nobody means she's nothing. She has no part in the story, and he couldn't have been more right. And so she can't be nobody. Don't make her a Skywalker, sure, but make her a Kenobi, make her a Palpatine. The whole Palpatine rumor that was going around was great.
Well, the very fact that she has nothing to do with this story, but we're still in the Skywalker saga. There's still a movie to go.
Right.
So don't start writing your fucking trilogy that you're going to make later already. Stick with the trilogy at hand.
They should have made her Luke and Leia's daughter.
Right? That would be weird. This is awkward.
Awkward. Well, he had a crush on her.
So then my other thing, and
Now we know why Luke
Now-
ran off.
now I've
Deadbeat father brother.
now I've seen the movie twice.
incestuous father.
I've seen the movie twice.
See, you just
and-
made that movie awesome for me.
And I
Nice.
rolled my eyes just as hard both times. At the end, Finn should have died. I think it would have established his character as a stronger character.
His whole character arc should have ended
It
in that
exactly.
movie.
It would have gave him purpose. But worse than Finn not dying was that stupid fucking line that Rose had at the end. One of the last lines she has when she goes,
The saving thing?
We're going to win this war by saving the people we love, not fighting the things we hate. Fuck off.
I didn't care for Rose at all anyway. So Finn spends the whole first movie pining after Rey, and then he gets this other love interest introduced, and then at the very end of The Last Jedi, you have Rey and Poe meet finally, and he's like, "Hey, I'm
Now,
Poe,"
Ferris,
and she's like, "Hey, I'm Rey."
Ferris in the chat says the whole Finn Rose thing was. Now, see, I don't completely.
I totally agree with you, man.
I-
totally stupid in the kiss at the end. Fucking dumb.
see, I
Forced
don't-
and ugly and awful.
See, I don't completely agree with that because I'd rather have Finn go run off with Rose because I would love to see Rey wind up with Poe.
Right.
If they aren't gonna, I mean, ultimately, I would love to see Finn Poe, but
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and I think JJ might bring it back that way because I think to have that bromance be more would be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
But I agree. The whole Rose thing was just an inserted. It was fluff. I did not like it. There's stuff happening over there. What's happening? There's a little
Yeah.
kid. There's a tiny ginger.
there's a tiny child. There's a tiny ginger.
Ginger! Xavier, what are you doing? You were so happy to see us all earlier. Now you're shy.
He's shy because he's on camera.
You don't know about the cameras.
Ray Kylo? No, because I don't know. I mean, I could see that. If I don't, Kylo's my favorite villain. I don't want him to go light.
You can't have Ray and Kylo. What is this? The Capulets and the Montagues?
Yeah, it's very underworld Romeo and Juliet.
But you're a
Yeah.
Sith, and I'm a Jedi.
He's not really a Sith.
You're a Ren, and I want to be a Jedi.
Okay, so that's my other contention. Where are the Knights of Ren?
What
Where's
are the
his
Knights
army?
of Ren? When do we get some
Where's
backstory
his
on
army?
that? I love how
Look, he hears us talking, and he brought me the Kylo Ren figure.
There you go.
Oh,
I love how Kylo leaves the Jedi Temple with some of his followers. Where are his followers? Who are his followers? And I thought Sith could only have a master and an apprentice, so there can only be two. Why are there followers? What is Ren? And
Yeah,
Stimpy?
where'd the name come from? Where are his knights?
Someone just pulled it out of their ass.
And
man.
why did Snoke die in 3 seconds?
Well, Snoke's nobody. He's not important.
yeah.
Okay, now here we go. There's the contradiction, right? So we kill off Snoke because Snoke's nobody who's not important. Yet, are you familiar with the origin of the ring he had on his left hand?
Are you?
Yes.
So?
So that ring on his left hand, there's a black crystal on there. That crystal is from the rock of the planet underneath Vader's fortress. He was very much a fan of Snoke was Darth Maul. Well, he was Darth Mauled. He was cut in half. We've now turned Darth Maul into a verb. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Kylo is a Sith in that he's dark side, but I wouldn't say he's a Sith. I don't know. Kylo's my favorite villain. I have like all the Funko Pops. Kylo, I love his lightsaber. His lightsaber is awesome. I'm a big fan, and I love the fact that he's like super dark now, and I can't wait to see how much more evil he becomes in 9.
He needs to become evil and not emo. That's what he needs.
He was very emo in this movie.
Dude, he's a fucking follower in every aspect. And it's so shown when he destroys his mask. You're just a boy in a mask.
Oh,
I'll destroy my mask, then will you love me now?
Yeah, I hate that they got rid of the mask.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, Adam Driver's a great actor. He's not intimidating looking at all.
No.
The mask helped.
I'll drown you with my ears.
So here, I mean, obviously, I don't know as much as you guys do, but what was the name of that character? The captain of the stormtroopers, who's played by the
Phasma.
woman who plays Brianna in Game of Thrones.
Captain
Tar.
Phasma.
Captain Plasma.
Phasma. Yeah, the name is just as stupid. Phasma.
Phasma.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay, now that rings.
See,
a bell.
and everyone complained about her screen time, and I don't get it. She's Boba Fett. Boba Fett had no screen time either.
Right. Yeah,
That was another
very
thing
good.
I hated about that movie. It's all catchphrases. Rebel
Is she
scum.
gone? She's gone.
She might be. I don't
She
know.
might- she might be, she might not be.
She was Sarlacc pitted,
She exactly.
which
She
we've
had a
also
Boba
now
Fett
turned
bit.
into a verb.
But the fact that happened and then Finn said it's rebel scum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whatever. I don't mind.
Oh,
it's very,
so on the
but
nose, man.
It's very 80s. I don't mind that. It's a very 80s catchphrase.
yeah.
See,
That's taboo in my mind.
See, here's the thing: is that in the 70s, in 77, and then into 80s, Star Wars was made for kids.
It's still made for kids.
Exactly, it's still made for kids, and it has to be made for today's kids, which means the humor
It
has
has
to
to be simple.
It has to be a little bit more on the nose. It has to be a little more. The
It
thing
has
is,
to blaspheme in the name of the lore that came before it.
because the thing is that people aren't going to take the time to figure things out anymore. If it's not right there on the nose, right there in their face, they're just going to move on to something else.
I think that's the
you
studio
have to
giving
be able
people
to-
what they think they want. People are smarter than that by and large.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I really liked it. My only real contention would be after seeing it the second time, there are definitely some slow points. It doesn't keep up in repeat viewing the way Force Awakens did.
It's not memorable to me. I mean, the most memorable thing from that for me was when Admiral Holdo or whatever her name was went into Lightspeed and destroyed the ship.
And everything went silent.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Which, okay, so I renege what I said before about people not being stupid. Theaters literally had to put signs up saying that silence was supposed to be there in the movie.
Oh
When
my
you go
God.
see this movie about this much time in, there's about 5 or 20, whatever, however much time of silence. It's supposed to be like that because people
Oh
were
my
going out and
God.
complaining. Artistic vision, people, shut the fuck up and watch the movie. Maybe you'll know.
It was great seeing Yoda again. Anakin should have been there. Anakin should have been there. They should have had Hayden Christensen there.
Which version?
Hayden, I like the prequels. That's fine. I'm young. I was just barely in high school when Phantom Menace came out. I said this. I've said this several times. I never saw the original trilogy front to back until after I saw the prequels front to back.
Oh wow.
Because I didn't grow up in a sci-fi fantasy type. I mean, I grew up. I didn't even listen to like my first real hard rock song until like I met him. because I grew up listening to country music.
So you weren't shaped by the Never-Ending Story or Flight of the Navigator or anything like that?
No, I had never seen the original Never-Ending Story till I watched it for Brett Stewart's podcast.
Fucking Willow.
I've still never seen it.
Mad Mardigan, baby.
No idea.
Oh,
but yeah, so I mean, again, so whatever. The Attack of the Clones is bad, but I mean, other than that, like Phantom Menace, I didn't mind.
Here's what I'll say for Last Jedi. It made me love the fucking prequels, man.
Wow.
It made me pine for the Jedi Order and the expanded universe. You talked about the casino world.
Xavier's all about it. Now he grabbed his Kylo mask.
Right? Well, there you go. Go slam that into a wall and throw it on the ground and leave it there. You talked about the casino world showing you more of the universe, but just go watch the prequels. You have all of the universe right there. Everybody's everywhere. Look, that's what I'll say about the prequels, and I've said it before, is that they've given us so much more content between the Clone Wars animated series.
More worlds, I believe, in those prequels than any other one so far.
Look, he's embarrassed, Kylo.
Kylo, you need to get a lightsaber and stab your dad quick.
And it was definitely more adventurous in creating new worlds, particularly with the I don't know, what is it, Jar Jar Binks's underwater world. That was.
See, and again, clever. Like Jar Jar, I don't hate Jar Jar. I find Jar Jar to be significantly less annoying than C-3PO.
Yeah, they could have given him a different voice, but
and what happened to 3PO's voice in The Last Jedi? It was totally different. Is Anthony Daniels dying? What's going on?
It was Anthony Daniels.
It didn't sound like Anthony Daniels to me.
Know, maybe C-3PO's dying. I don't know. I don't hold it to this high regard. Like even
and at its core, Star Wars is like about the droids, and yet now the droids have no place.
Right. Well, it's also about the Sith and Jedi and Force powers too.
But they have no place either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so like, what was it? Like, I don't know. I don't know. People look at Star Wars like the Bible, and they get fed up with change. Like the whole, like even going way back.
It's not even about change for me. It's about making a good movie, and it's
Xavier's all about this shit.
Xavier.
But yeah, like everyone, like okay, for example, and I know this is blasphemy, and we'll cut this quick because we're coming up on our hour, but like the whole Han shot first thing, right? And everyone bitches that they changed that. But to me, it makes sense that it was changed because the character that Han Solo became, it makes more sense that he's not a cold-hearted murderer the first time we see him. Because that would have been murder. If he shot first, it wouldn't have been a shot in self-defense. But the heart-warmed, loving father figure, the man who sacrificed himself to try and save his son,
he grew.
Would not have shot first.
But back then he was the kind of guy who would shoot first.
He was a scoundrel, a scruffy-looking nerf herder.
So
I don't disagree. Make the change. That's fine, whatever. But the fact that they did that and they had to fuck with the frame of the movie to make it happen, it looks weird.
Oh yeah, see, I
don't like that.
But
that's just me.
It is what it is. But yeah, obviously Star Wars, like politics, like that's the new rule now at job sites. You don't discuss politics, religion, or Star Wars.
Well, I'm not mad at you for having differing opinions on Star Wars.
It is crazy to me that people get so. I mean, I don't know. To me, just go watch. Go watch the movie if you want to watch it. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it.
See, I love passionate fandom. I do. I love it. I have it with Blizzard products. I have it with Final Fantasy. I have it with like the things that I am nerdy and geeky and passionate about. I am set in my ways, so I get it. What I don't get, and like Brandon just said, he doesn't have a problem with my opinion. He's perfectly okay with the fact that I like The Last Jedi. He's perfectly okay with the fact that I like Jar Jar and that I like the prequels. Doesn't mean he does, but he's okay with the fact that I do.
Right. I'm perfectly fine with both. We're
getting into this area now where people are mad at other people for having their own opinion.
And then there's death threats.
Like World of Warcraft is a good one because I'm a Horde player. The logo's on the wall behind me. Fuck the Alliance. But I have friends that play Alliance. I mean,
I play Alliance.
They're wrong, but they can play the Alliance.
Well, you're an evil green monster, so fuck you.
The Horde is not evil. The Alliance are trying to force the Horde off their land. The Alliance are the evil ones.
You are usurpers.
Anyway, on that note, we are at our hour. Jackie, it has been a pleasure, as usual. Do you want to give a rundown of where people can find what it is that you do?
I would just ask you guys to, check out my YouTube and subscribe to it. I don't put stuff up there unless I'm ready to really put something up there, you know. So, and it should be fun to watch. So it's youtube.com/Jackie Hern. And if you want to watch me making the stuff, I do live stream creative on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Jackie Hern.
Very cool. Very cool. Hugo, give your personal shout out.
Everything can be found at hugo.com, WHOOGO.com.
That's Hugo.
Hugo. He's got 3 boobs. Triple O. Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute to focus on his artwork. He's got Jackie. He's got me and Brandon.
It looks like the sperm have gone to the tanning
See,
booth.
I would have gone Earthworm Jim.
Well, I look like a worm, and you look like a turtle to me.
I'm gonna have to full screen this so I can.
Yeah, no, I like it. Now, okay. So for reference, I have my 3-year-old next to me who should be in bed, wearing a Kylo Ren mask, appropriately with a Mickey Mouse sock puppet, making evil noises at me.
Awesome.
They got the pork too.
We didn't talk about South Park, and I actually went back and watched some old South Park.
Oh yeah, we didn't. We got so caught up with everything. Yeah, no, it's all good. I want to. Yeah, I'll just say that I love that show, and it's the best cartoon on TV.
I actually
Hands down.
rewatched. My favorite, I think, is the obviously, or I don't know, is the Mr. Hanky, the Christmas show. So I just
We can talk about it a little bit more in post, but we'll close up for
Yeah,
the
all
hour.
right, all right.
So yeah, so I will say that really quick. So starting with this episode for this season and going forward, Mind of a Geek proper will be an hour. Obviously it's going a little bit long right now, first episode back, but it will be an hour. And that way it's easier to consume, easier to listen to. That being said, we don't want to deny content for the people who want the longer content. So what's going to happen at this point is if the show does consist of a post show, whether it's an extra 15 minutes or an extra hour, it will all be available on Patreon, patreon.com/IG Studios for the first week that it's up. So while that is the current episode, that bonus content will be locked to patrons only. For $1 or more, you get access to all that bonus content right away. Hi, Xavier. Thank you. Once the new episode comes out, all the bonus content from the week prior will be available to everybody. So you don't need to pay, but you get a little bit of an early access to it if you do. So that is from this point forward, going forward. Because I did hear from some people going, hey, you know what? I like the show, but 3-hour episodes, 4 episodes. So some people don't necessarily like the length. Some people can only handle it if it's a little bit shorter.
Well, good for you.
Hey, it works out in my benefit. That being said, it is great to be back. Jackie, thank you again for coming on. Hugo, it's wonderful to have you back, dude, even though I gave you shit. But in all honesty, it's cool to have you back, and I appreciate it. I like the art. It's awesome, as always. So catch Hugo's art. Jackie, Hugo will make sure he gets you a copy of that artwork. And we haven't really discussed the new way that it'll be available, but we'll figure something out. We'll put it up on Patreon or something. We'll make this one. I don't know. I don't want to speak for Hugo, but Hugo can follow him. He'll post it somewhere. Yeah. So for me personally, you can follow all of my game streaming at xcynicx.tv. That will bring you right to my Twitch page. And I'm streaming more frequently. But lately I'm about to restart because I died because I screwed up. A Far Cry Primal survival mode permadeath gameplay, which if you aren't familiar with Far Cry Primal, it is a single player game, and it takes place in 10,000 BC. You are a caveman, and it's a very beautiful game. So I'll be streaming that there. Also, I've been playing a lot of Division lately, as well as Overwatch now and then, Heroes of the Storm with Hugo now and then, a little bit here and there. So it's always something. As for the show, Friday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is not changing. Next week, our guest from Diamond Club fame will be none other than Justin Robert Young. So he will be on. We get to talk to him about his recent Japan trip. We get to talk to him about Wrestle Kingdom 2018, where Chris Jericho had a pretty stunning match from what I hear.
Supposedly the best of his career with Kenny Omega.
And his upcoming game, Action News, which I have kickstarted and I'm super excited to play. So that'll be a lot of fun. Anyway,
So
a big
tell 'em I
thank you.
said hi.
Indeed. A big thank you to our live audience. A big thank you to all of our podcast listeners. And for those that stayed subscribed and are just getting this update, thanks for sticking around because it means a lot to us. And we really, really appreciate it. And everything's back full time. This show tonight, Indie Case Files, will return with myself and Amy Frost on Monday. We will be talking about Stardew Valley. Movie Busters will be back Wednesday. Are we going to do that Formula 51 movie?
I would like to.
Cool. So Movie Busters on Wednesday, sometime between 6 and 8.
Sometime.
Okay, and we'll confirm that before then on Wednesday night. And then, as I said, Justin Robert Young on Mind of a Geek next week. So for Jackie, for Hugo, for myself, and for Brandon, and the rest of Think Geek Studios. You can tell it's been a couple months. It's good, but some of it's there. Thank you all very much for listening, and we will see you guys next week. You've been listening to an Inked Geek Studios podcast. For this and other great shows, go to inkedgeekstudios.com.